Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Foodyaari, I, Radhika Yadav, would like to welcome our eminent guest speaker, Mr. Satish Bhorkade Sir, and all the attendees as well. Also, wishing everyone a happy Republic Day. On the occasion of India's 72nd Republic Day, Foodyaari has arranged a webinar on the topic Sensing and Utilization of Emerging Opportunities in the Food Processing Sector, which will be conducted by our guest speaker, Mr. Satish Bhorkade Sir. Now, a quick introduction about Foodyaari. Foodyaari is a one-stop web platform for all your study needs and information regarding various aspects of food science and technology. At Foodyaari, you will get a great learning experience in the form of quizzes, articles, news updates regarding the food sector, and much more. Foodyaari also provides you a large community of food professionals so that you can interact and form various group discussions for significant and sharing valuable knowledge. Our esteemed guest speaker for this webinar is Mr. Satish Bhorkade Sir, who is a recognized industrial expert having an experience of more than 14 years in the food processing sector. Presently, he is working as a business development manager for the African region of Aurora Flavors and Chemicals Private Limited. We are honored to have him as our guest speaker today. Before I hand over the webinar to Mr. Satish Sir, I would like to request all the attendees to post your questions in the chat box below, and we will get to them towards the end of this webinar. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Radhika, and thanks to Foodyaari for making this platform available to interact with the students and professionals on this important topic. First of all, I would like to thanks all the participants here. Despite being a holiday, they are here to listen and interact on this important topic. And before going further, I would like to wish a very happy Republic Day to all. And the importance of today being one of the national day is that means we need to respect knowledge, we need to gain knowledge, and we need to share the knowledge. And taking this theme, Foodyaari has actually come up with this webinar on the food topic, wherein knowledge can be shared and some interactions can happen. And this is like I would say the best utilization of today being the Republic Day. This is the topic. You might be seeing the screen. Radhika, I'm sure the screen is visible to all.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. So the topic name is Sensing and Utilization of Emerging Opportunities in Food Processing Sector. So here I would like to say one important thing to all, that whenever we are speaking on a topic, the name of the topic or the title of the topic, it matters a lot because it has its own importance. Each and every word in this topic is having a different meaning, and it is very important for every participant to actually specifically go by every word here. Sensing and utilization of emerging opportunities. First of all, what we are going to cover in this is to sense the emerging opportunities in food processing sector. Means how one can actually sense those opportunities coming in, what are the new trends coming in the market, and how we can sense those. Then the next important parameter is that after sensing the emerging opportunities, how one can utilize it being a student or being a food professional. So before going further, I would like to apologize or regret all for mentioning my name as doctor, or the title you might have seen lot of you might have seen as a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm a simple food technologist. In this topic, we will be going with the holistic approach. As you know, this topic is like very open-ended topic. So this is the first thumb rule I would like to share. Since this is open-ended topic, it seeks open mind. We should not actually looking at this topic from one angle, and that's how we will be discussing it through the holistic approach. Holistic approach meaning, if we are speaking on one particular point, there are 3 to 4 different opportunities aligning to each point, and these opportunities are there for the students, for the food professionals who are working in the food industry, and for the entrepreneurs also, and for government as well, who are willing to excel in the food processing sector. Then we will try to touch as many departments, as many segments, and as many opportunities as possible through each of the point. So I seek open mind from all, since this is open-ended topic, and this is not only intended to students, it is also intended to the professionals. The second important thumb rule is, we see problems around us always, and I would like to share one important visit to a mother dairy plant in Vishakhapatnam when I was doing my training, implant training, and I could see one poem written on that mother dairy plant on a big wall in big words and large words, and the poem was saying that, "Oh God, please give me the problems." A person is requesting the god, praying to the god that please give me the problems. And the reason means, when I saw the poem, I was like, means what, he's asking for the problems, and what kind of poem is this? But then when I went down and down reading that poem, I could realize that only problems can give the opportunities for us to excel in life. If there are no problems, we will definitely not excel. We will be confined to our comfort zones. So always remember, if there is a problem around you, if you are facing any problem, then definitely you are going to excel. That means definitely there are some opportunities. So this is the basic thumb rule of life. And in food processing sector also, problems is equal to opportunities. Then for single problem, if you find a one problem, definitely there are multiple opportunities aligning to that problem. So whenever you sense a problem, try to note it down and try to gauge the opportunities which are hidden inside. I will give one small example. I'm working in the sales and marketing department, handling Africa region for the company. And being in sales department, it becomes very important or imperative to have uh, clean shave and very good dressing. Your shoes should be polished. You should be neat and clean as a salesperson. So whenever I open up my bag, whenever I'm traveling abroad, or whenever traveling to any city in India, uh, before going to the market visit or customer visit, the first problem I face is whenever I open my shirt or the trouser, I see a lot of wrinkles on it. So this is a practical problem. Is being salesperson, I don't want a single wrinkle on my clothes whenever I'm in the market. So what I need to do is I need to press or iron that shirt and trouser once again in the hotel wherever I'm staying, and then I wear it. So this is a problem, practical problem I'm facing being a professional. So solution on this is already there in the European market or the US market. These guys have come up with a different kind of advanced laundry systems and advanced packing system, wherein your shirts and trousers will have very few wrinkles. You can wear it as it is. You do not need to iron it again. So here I mean to say is, whenever there is a problem, there is an opportunity. uh, for this particular problem, I need to iron my shirt once again. The opportunity is to have the advanced laundry system, wherein you can give your the shirts or the trousers to your customers in a very good packing. So this is just an example to understand how problems can be opportunities. Then trends, those gives rise to the emerging opportunities. They denote us to the emerging opportunities, and vice versa. Emerging opportunities shows us the different trends in the food processing sector. Then the most important question comes is actually why to sense the emerging opportunities. This is very good habit, students and the professionals. whenever we are speaking on any topic, we must ask the question, or whenever we are going for any kind of, say, education, we are doing any activity, we should ask one question: why we are doing that activity. Now, like that, for this topic, when we ask the question why to sense the emerging opportunities in food sector, we should not spend our time in anything. So there should be due importance to the particular topic which we are studying. So these are some of the answers on why we should sense the emerging opportunities. To utilize the benefits for oneself, for an institution, means any college or the institution which is working in the food sector, or an organization, the food industry. So how these benefits will be there for the one individual, an institution, or an organization. You can see the first point, that is to gauge the near future. We can gauge the near future by sensing the emerging opportunities. Then to update on advances in food products and food processing and packaging. By sensing emerging opportunities, we can actually keep ourselves updated what is going on in the processing sector. We can learn about the market trends. We can be ahead of the competition, since if we know about any upcoming trend earlier, then it becomes very easy for us to actually capitalize on that trend. If sugar free trend is going to come, then we can actually look for some sugar free ingredients. We can replace sugar in our product with those ingredients, and we can actually be ahead of the market in terms of the taste and the sugar free offerings. This is just an example. Then to avoid probable losses, you might have seen lot many products has vanished from the market actually. And this is like a big loss for to that particular company. In food there are very few examples, but in non-food segment, if we see the BlackBerry and Nokia, they have already lost from the market. And why they lost from the market? Because they were not able to sense the changing environment, or they might have sensed it, but they have not acted upon that changing environment or changing market scenario. Then to gain the profit, definitely if you know some trends in advance, you can change your products, you can change your way of working, you can change your skills, and you can get a lot of profit out of it. Then to study and extend the life cycle of the products if possible. Now this phenomenon is very important. I think some of the students who are participating here, you might have come across this particular phenomenon while one of my earlier webinars, life cycle of a product. So we will go to the next slide to see what does life cycle of a product means. In short, I would like to share that life cycle of anything means that whatever it takes the birth, it has to die. So whatever it starts, it has to end. In short, the meaning is this. So you take any product, living, non-living thing, whatever it takes the birth, whatever it emerges, it has to go down. And it applies to the food products as well. So if we are seeing this graph, I will just complete the graph so that it will be easy for you to understand. There are different phases mentioned, the steps: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and till step 6. If we see any product, any food product, it starts from the conceptualization stage, then it goes to the product development, then market introduction, and then the growth phase. And then after that, there are some introduction of some competing technologies or some machinery advances. And at the end, if you see, there are two graphs plotted. One is for the market, means how market starts from the market introduction, when it goes to the peak, and how it goes down, and likewise how income is aligned with the market. Actually, if you see the from conceptualization stage, income is negative, because the entrepreneur or the industry person, industrialist, he goes on investing till the market acceptance and growth phase is there for the product. For example, if somebody has launched noodles in the market, or has to launch the noodles in the market, unless and until it sees the growth phase, they will not see rise in the income. Till that time, it will be like a loss to the company. and where this line intersects between positive and negative, we can say so it is like a break even point for that company or for that product. So this life cycle of major food products, this graph is very important being students and being professionals to sense which food products are going to die in near future. Meaning, you take any example, you take the biscuits, definitely down the line 30 years or down the line say 20 years, biscuits may not be same what we are getting today, or it may so happen that biscuit as a category may vanish from the food product segments. It might be possible, I'm not saying that it will happen, but definitely it has to change its form, or it will die, or some other products will emerge in place of the biscuit as a replacement. So to take this example ahead of life cycle phenomenon, I have given the example of Maruti 800, and this is the life cycle phenomenon of Maruti 800. They introduced Maruti in the year 1983, and they were in the introduction stage from 83 to 86. They observed growth stage from 87 to 96, maturity stage, wherein there was no further growth. Maturity stage meaning you can see in the below graph the brown area. Brown area shows the maturity stage, means wherein Maruti 800 was not observing any growth. At the same time, there was no decline. But at the decline stage, means 2000 year 2000 and onwards, they started observing the decline stage. The similar phenomenon happens for any kind of food product in the market. So you take example of say all cola based drinks, all carbonated soft drinks, or some kind of alcoholic drinks, some kind of say bakery products, breads. This phenomena or these stages are going to be there. So in 1994, roughly, if I remember, Coca-Cola launched their drink in India. They achieved break even something around 2005 2007. After that they observed the growth, and somewhere now, means I do not know the market data exactly, but though those are observing like cola drinks, all cola drinks, those are either observing the maturity stage or the decline stage. And you can actually feel that yourself, means you can ask the question, what was the last time when you had the cola, means I mean I am asking before the COVID time, when was the last time you had it? And if I ask myself, I really don't remember when I had cola or any kind of carbonated soft drink for that sake. So just try to apply this phenomenon for any kind of product you are eating right now. Even it is applied for the chapati, it is applied for the rice, it is applied for the wheat, whatever products we are eating at the home. It's 50 years back, what our ancestors used to eat, we are not eating that food today, and that is fact. And what we are eating today, our followers or the next generation, they are not going to eat the same food what we are eating today. This is the truth or basic thumb rule of life, and we need to accept it, and we need to go by that for the products, food products. And these are some of the examples. These three products you might be already knowing: Nokia, BlackBerry, and Canon. Those are out of market, and even for that sake, all the rituals, whatever rituals we see today, whatever rituals we saw yesterday, those are changing. Everything is here for the change. Everything is going to change, and we need to sense this fact that everything is going to change, either in terms of its format, or either it will completely die and something other will replace it. So as far as food products are concerned, if I give example, which are the food products who are in the introduction phase. So again, coming back to the topic, we are discussing on the topic sensing and utilization of emerging trends. So that's how these life cycle is very important. If we understand the life cycle, we can understand the emerging trends which are going to come in the food market. So as far as food is concerned, multigrain chips and the health snacks and the food delivery companies, those are in the introduction phase right now. They are not observing the growth phase. You might have seen these 2M chips from the market, though the products are really good, their taste is good, but they are yet to observe the growth in the market. Likewise, what are the products in the growth phase? um, you can see one non-food product in the growth phase, that is Tesla, and you can see the man behind Tesla sitting in the car. And I really appreciate such kind of, say, disruptive innovations which are helpful for the mankind. And Tesla, although it is not in India, it is already observing growth phase as far as US market is concerned. Definitely, India will also observe the growth phase very soon, because acceptability for such kind of electric cars will be much more. As far as food products are concerned, nachos, or what we call it as corn chips, those are in the growth phase. There are more than 22 Indian manufacturers who are manufacturing the nachos kind of products or the corn chip based products. And you can see the company name Cornetos. It was one of the pioneer company who started their operations in India for the nacho chips. In the food category, they are now observing the growth phase. And I have purposefully put the cheese and herbs flavor for the nachos, because if you see 10 years back, or 10 years in the past, we were not habituated for the cheese and herbs profile, or sour cream and onion profiles, or barbecue profile. But nowadays, gradually, all the youngsters, all the adults even who are traveling continuously, they are liking the cheese profiles because of Domino's, because of, say, different kinds of pizzas available, because of different kinds of snacks available around. So along with these nachos creeps, the nacho chips and all, as far as flavors are concerned, the flavors like cheese and herb, cream and onion, those are also observing the growth phase. India has actually developed acceptance for such kind of tastes. Then Burger King, you might be knowing McDonald's, not McDowell's, McDonald's. Burger King is similar to that, and they are observing very good growth phase as far as Indian market or global market is concerned. Then the maturity phase, as far as non-food products are concerned, Android, Apple, Google, those are observing the maturity phase globally. So time is ripening very fast when you can see that these three are being replaced by somebody, maybe in another 10 or 20 years or so, or they need to change their format drastically. They cannot change their format like by 1 or 2% or say 10%. They need to change their format by 80% or so. Then only they can sustain in the market. And as far as food product is concerned, please discount the name Maggie. I'm not saying it is only for one company, Nestle. As this noodles as a category, it is observing the maturity phase. Of course, during COVID time, they observed some growth. It was like the growth because of closure of the restaurants and non-availability of many options as far as food is concerned. So people went for the noodles and for the biscuits in a large way. That's how they observed growth in COVID time. But in general, if we take away this COVID time, this noodle segment is at its ripening stage, or say maturity phase. From here, they need to change their format either, or they will decline. Then coming back to the topic again, what are the major factors affecting the opportunities and trends? So how opportunities and trends are getting affected, how trends generate, how opportunities generate. There are three factors amongst that. The first one is need, the second one is convenience, and the third one is indulgence. When we see the need meaning we need some basic products to satiate our hunger. That is like atta, oil, spices, nuts, and milks and dals. And those are the products which are going to be there for another many years, hundreds of years or thousands of years maybe. Definitely they will also change their format, but at least for another 400 or 500 years these products may not change. So these are like basic necessities for satiating our hunger. Then the convenience, this is very important factor, and this convenience factor is getting very high importance nowadays, looking at the changing lifestyle, because people are not having much time. for cooking. People are not having much time because they are spending time either in the traveling or in working. So they need to have some on the go snacking, some instant options, some instant pastas, instant noodles, some ready to cook products, some ready to eat options wherein they can actually microwave it and just have it. So this trend is very much prevalent not only in the Western countries but in India also. If you see any urban country, urban city in India, the couples, most of the couples, those are working and they are going for the convenient options as far as food products are concerned. So convenience has taken the that has become the priority and not the need. And the third important factor is indulgence. When we are saying the word indulgence, indulgence means is something which we like a lot, the thing which we crave for. For example, after having dinner or lunch, sometimes we crave for having some sweet. And as you know very well, most of the chocolate advertisers, they are giving the advertisements like that, खाने के बाद कुछ मीठा हो जाए. So that meetha, that chocolate, it comes under the indulgence category. Indulgence, in short, my definition for indulgence is the product which is having high fat, salt, and sugar, HFSS. So whatever it tastes very good for our taste buds, it is called as indulgence. All the namkeens and the sweets, what we get, the Indian sweets in India market, and the chocolates, those will come under the indulgence category. And these three factors are generally affecting the trend, that is need, convenience, and indulgence. Then when we go processing wise, opportunity sensors, when it comes to the food processing, what are the opportunities means there in the processing sector, and how to sense those opportunities and how to utilize it. So this single slide will be able to give a snapshot and how we can actually engage our individual mind in gauging the opportunities as far as food processing is concerned. So if we go for the first point, that is post harvest agro activities. So most of the primary processings are done here as far as uh, the food processing is concerned. When we are saying the primary processing, of course, it includes sorting, grading, washing, trimming, and grinding also at a times. And for this sorting, grading, and washing, trimming, or grinding, we definitely need the machineries or the equipments. So once we know what kind of harvesting methods are coming in and what kind of trends are going on, we can actually check the trends for the machineries. Definitely, there are many machineries which are available nowadays for these kinds of primary processings are concerned, or the post-harvest agro activities are concerned. So if we keenly look for the YouTube videos, or if we visit the farm field, and or some of the primary processing units, we can come to know what kind of trends are going on in the primary processing area as far as equipments and the machineries are concerned. Then the second most important is the transportation. It has gained the importance, and COVID has shown its importance to the industry and all, that how transportation is an important or integral part of the food processing chain. It needs warehousing, a good kind of warehousing. That's how Food Corporation of India is in place. And any country who is investing a lot in say Food Corporation of India or warehousing system, they are not fool. They know the importance of storage and the transportation of the food grains or the post harvest agro commodities are concerned. Then the food processing and handling wise, when it comes to the processing, different processing methods like heating, freezing, preservation by irradiation, by ohmic heating, by high pressure processing, there are many processings are there, or say milling, some advanced millings are there. So those are the part of the food processing and handling, and again those need the advanced kind of machineries and equipments. So when we try to sense the new opportunities, we can go segment wise in processing, what all different kinds of processing are there and what kind of machineries are coming in, what kind of packaging materials are coming in. The second important parameter in food processing is the QC lab and analysis, which needs state of art lab equipments and the analysis equipments. As far as food professionals are concerned or the students are concerned, I would encourage students to go and join the companies who are manufacturing the lab equipments or the lab analysis machineries, the pilot scale machineries, because nowadays the food industry is evolving, and with the advancements in the food industry, every food manufacturer, they are having the advanced kind of QC labs or the analysis labs. And once analysis labs are there, once these advancements are there, definitely demand for the QC equipments are going to go up. It is going to go up, and definitely there will be scope for us as a food technologist to work in this domain. This is one of the area which has been neglected by the students, by the food professionals, and by the entrepreneurs also. We feel that since we have completed food technology, we should not be entering into the lab equipment area. But this is not true. Being a food technologist, I feel that our role is very important in creating and in selling such kind of lab equipments. And then processing wise, ingredients and additives, they are playing much important part. We will cover this in the subsequent slide. Packaging, there are many advances in the packaging, filling, cartooning, and the case packing and the palletizing. There are many kind of smart packaging materials which are available in the market. And believe me, there are many food technologists who have contributed meaningfully for developing such kind of packaging materials, being food technologist. Then food logistics. Logistics is, whenever I hear this word logistic, I get excited. The reason I would say is, if you see the top company globally now is Amazon as far as logistic is concerned. Amazon is not a food delivery or say delivery company. I say it is a logistic company. It is the largest logistic company in the world now. And take it from me, whomsoever is having the logistic chain and the logistic infrastructure with them, they are going to capitalize or they are going to rule the entire world. So if you want to start anything new in the food sector or any other sector, I would encourage to look for a startup in the logistic company. If you start today in the logistics, definitely will grow much bigger tomorrow. Processing wise, opportunity sensors, if we see, there are three types of processing: primary processing, secondary processing, and tertiary processing. As far as all these three processings are concerned, India is lacking behind a lot. You might be knowing that we are processing, our processing rate is 10% as far as our fruits and vegetables or food grains are concerned, and this rate can go up to, this percentage can go up to 60 to 70% easily, with the intervention of the food technologists like us. And if we see, there is a very big scope for the primary processing of custard apple, pomegranate, mosambi, lime, onion, and garlic. We can actually look for this segment. Waste is already ahead of us, and India can actually capture the waste market as far as primary food processing is concerned for fruits and vegetables. And students and the food professionals can actually look for this particular area rather than working for the regular food segments. Then how media and economy is affecting the the emerging opportunities, and how we can sense the opportunities through media and economy. If we go back to 1991, आई वुड लाइक टू गिव वन एग्जांपल. हमारे घर पे हमने कभी शैम्पू यूज किया नहीं रहेगा 1990 या 1991 में. शैम्पू फॉर आवर हेयर और एनी अदर कॉस्मेटिक्स फॉर आवर बॉडी. तब एक ही रहता था, एक तो मुल्तानी मिट्टी रहती थी जो बालों को लगा देते, या फिर कुछ नॉर्मल प्रोडक्ट्स थे जो घर घर पे ही मिलते थे. So those products were the part of our daily life in those days. But if you see now today, if we see our bathrooms, then we can see there are n number of products, right from the face wash to the shampoo to the moisturizer, and after that the face creams and all. N number of things are there in our store. Why this has happened? If you see, there are two important parameters behind this change. One is the advertisement, and another is the status symbol, and these are interlinked. Nowadays, we are using all these things. The first important reason is its availability. Yes, of course, these multinationals and corporates, they have made sure that these products are available around the year, round the clock, and they have made sure that you are not forgetting these products because of the advertisements. Radhika, I'm sure I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for interruption. So, advertisement has played a key role, and along with that, it has become a status symbol to use such kind of products. And these two important trends, dear friends, these are responsible for the opportunities or the trends which are we are seeing nowadays, which are in the place nowadays, I would say. Then, if we want to sense the emerging opportunities, what we can do is we can study the balance sheet of major food companies. That is one of the major indicator. If we study the balance sheet of Nestle or Hindustan Unilever, definitely we can come to know means what are the two food products which has given growth for Hindustan Unilever, or for Kraft, or for Nestle, or for Heinz. And we can actually gauge the sense what is the next in the food category which will be ruling the market. So when we can come to know about it after studying the balance sheet of any two major companies for any given category. So try to study the balance sheet and definitely you will come to know. Then we can keep an eye on the share market and the inflation rate. Definitely this is one of the major indicator for sensing the opportunities. We can check the magazines, newspapers, channels, and we can write the articles. Why I am particularly saying write the articles? Because while writing something, while giving the seminar, we are forced to study about that topic, and we automatically come to know about what kind of new trends are going into that particular segment. Then as far as health is concerned, how health is affecting the emerging trends and how it is going to affect the emerging trends. So if you see this transition, there are three columns or three blocks you are seeing in front of you. One is the indulgent snacks, another one is the less healthy snacks, and third one is the healthy snack options. How this trend is happening, I would like to take your concentration or the focus on what we are eating right now. If I ask myself, Satish Bhorkade, as a person, what I am eating right now, whenever I am on the move, whenever I am in the market, I am eating either fried product, either samosa, vada pav, or some sweets are there. Whenever I am going to or checking into any hotel, definitely that hotel has the buffet system, and in that buffet system there are multiple sweets sitting on the shelf, and there are multiple food products which are sitting on the shelf. What happens to me as a person, I actually go and taste some of the products even if those are very high in salt or sugar or fat. And the another parameter is that since we like sweet because of the sugar content, we go for those sweets. But nowadays, what is happening? If I ask this indirect question or direct question to myself, what I am eating on daily basis, or on an average on monthly basis, the answer is most of the time I end up eating high fat, salt, and sugar. Even though I know that it is not good for my body, but since it is available and since it is something, it has the indulgence value, I go for it. I have some kind of craving for it. I cannot stop myself from eating. And this is generally what is happening with most of the people. If you ask any Mumbai local person, definitely he is having one or two vada pavs at least in a week, at least in a week. And some people are there whom I know they cannot actually live without vada pav. I'm not blaming vada pav. I'm not blaming samosa. I'm not blaming sweets. All the products are good, but when we end up having the excess consumption of it, definitely it is bad for our body. So everybody is gradually knowing about this fact. Everybody is becoming aware that high fat, salt, and sugar products, which are falling into the indulgent snacks category, which are having very less nutrition and which are having empty sugar. This terminology is very important. Empty sugar. Try to study about it. Empty sugar. What does it mean? So these indulgent snacks, people are actually going away from it. Then they are going for less healthy stuff Less healthy stuff means again it will be high in fat, salt, and sugar, but it will have high complex carbohydrates which are good for body. It will have some kind of nutrition. And from less healthy stuff, people are going for the healthy snack options. And Eat Right India by FSSAI is the moment which FSSAI started with this very objective or very intention that people should go towards the healthy snack options. They should eat less processed product. They should eat low fat, salt, and sugar product. They should eat the product which are high in nutrition. And I forget the actor who is brand ambassador for this Eat Right movement, but you might have seen that advertisement. I am eating the right products. I'm eating the healthy products. And this transition, it is happening across the food categories. It is happening for the beverages, for bakery, for dairy, for snacks, for alcoholic, non-alcoholic segment. It is happening everywhere. And this is going to be a trend when we will meet again, say, or when we will see products down the line 10 years from now in India or in the global market, you can see a lot of healthy products are available on the shelf. So this is the major trend setter, and Corona has re-emphasized the importance of healthy stuff in the humankind or in the human life. Then the another indicator to sense the opportunities, actually how we can sense the trend and the opportunities. The major indicator is the regulatory authority, or what we call it as a law of the land, and how it will help in changing the opportunity or changing the trends. For example, the second point, sugar tax. Most of the countries now they have come up with the sugar tax because they are people are becoming obese by eating the sugary stuff. So they have implied the sugar tax. And what has happened because of the sugar tax, the end product or the final product in the packing, it has become expensive for the consumers, and gradually consumers are going away from it. Or for that sake, I would give one example of Gujarat. Gujarat, you might be knowing. Gujarat, there is a ban of alcohol. Nobody can drink the alcohol. And the better side of it, I would say, is many youngsters from Gujarat, they are not becoming habitual or habituated of the alcohol. I'm not saying alcohol is bad. Please don't take me wrong. While entire presentation, if I'm giving example of any product, it does not mean it is good or bad. I'm just giving you an example how regulation changing the trends. So in Gujarat, there is no alcohol. So what has happened in Gujarat? We can see a lot of energy drinks. Likewise, in Middle East is a Mohammedan country or Muslim country. And as per Muslim law, alcohol is banned as per the religion. So if we go to Bangladesh and Middle East, you can see ocean of energy drinks, because energy drinks are the replacement for the alcohols. And the local people from Middle East and Bangladesh, they found that yes, energy drink is something which is giving them the kick, which is very similar or equivalent to that of alcohol. That's how the energy drink market is humongous. It is very huge as far as these two countries or as far as any Muslim country is concerned. And if you see the Gujarat market, since alcohol is banned, alcohol companies, they are not getting any share from Gujarat. So it is not wise for any alcohol company to set up their alcohol unit in Gujarat. So that's how regulations can help, or regulations can force changing any kind of trend. For example, one more example I would like to give. There are many parameters written in the column which is on the left side of yours. The traffic light system you are seeing, there are three circles in different lights: red, yellow, and green shade. If we see the traffic light system, it is very much similar to that of the traffic light what we observe while we are in the traffic. Most of you might have come across this terminology, but for some of you who are not aware, I would like to share. Here, the red indicator or red circle indicates that this product, the food product you are eating, this system, by the way, it is going to come in the on the food product. It will be there on the food packaging materials. Maybe it will be there in India soon. I do not know how it will go, but it is already there in Europe. Most of the countries in Europe, it is already there in Australia. It is already there in Japan. So what happens is it is for the consumer awareness. What happens is that whenever consumer is visiting a supermarket and whenever they are seeing the red indicator on the food packaging material, it directly indicates that the product is having sugar more than 12 gram per 100 gram, that is more than 12 bricks roughly, or it is having fat which is more than the stipulated value, it is having salt more than 0.5 gram, which is like a daily limit for anyone to have. So if any product which is having more than 12 bricks of sugar content, that will have the red indicator. And the moment consumer sees that product, consumer will be able to decide that yes, this product might be not good for my body, because it is having high amount of sugar or high amount of fat or salt. Better I will go for some other product. So what happens is that this is like a direct awareness for the consumers. Nowadays, what is happening? We all are seeing the nutritional parameters on the label. We are seeing the label, but we are not very keen on seeing how much of fat it is having, actually, how much of salt it is having. What we see is that it is tasting good. That's it. I'm going for it. But the moment you will see these indicators, definitely you are going to refrain yourself from eating that product. So this is called as the traffic light system. Imagine the moment it comes in India, what will happen? All of a sudden, every industry has to redesign their products so that it will fall either in the yellow tag or in the green tag or green light, because they would like to sell their product. And the moment they are putting the red tag on the product, definitely that product is not going to be taken up by the consumers. So definitely there will be a decline for that product. So such kind of importance and such kind of effect this traffic light system can have on the food industry, or for that sake any kind of industry. Regulations are very very important. Nowadays FSSAI is evolving at a very fast rate. There are new advisories on daily basis. There is one advisory you might have seen: sale for high fat, salt and sugar products has been banned nearby the school periphery. It is, I think, 100 meters or something like that. I do not know exactly, but this is the regulation. It has forced many snacks companies not to stuff the outlets or retail outlets near the schools with the alcohol and with the high fat, salt and sugar products. Definitely, you being food technologist, you might be knowing these colleges and the schools, those are the major consumers for any kind of packaged food. And the moment it is unavailable nearby the school periphery, definitely there will be effect on the sales of that particular product. So regulations directly and indirectly affect any kind of trend. It gives an opportunity for the new products. So how opportunities will be emerging out of the regulations? The most important opportunity is for the R&D experts, because the moment this traffic light system will come in place, all the R&D people, they will go for the sugar replacement product, they will go for the salt replacement product, they will go for the less fat or non-fried products. Already industry is going in that direction. So there is a scope for the R&D experts to explore such kind of optional ingredients which can give the same textural effect and same taste to the end product as it was there earlier with high fat, salt and sugar. So there is scope for the optional raw materials. There might be some new raw materials which will give scope for the new entrepreneurs for manufacturing such kind of new raw materials for the food industry. Definitely, all the food industries, or I would say the major food industries, they will need a regulatory manager. So all the food students actually can go for the regulatory courses. There are some short-term regulatory courses from IGNO. Likewise, there are from MIT US. Online courses are there, which you can appear for, which you can accomplish, and you can, after doing your BTech or MTech, you can become a regulatory manager with any kind of food industry. For that, you just need to develop your interest for the regulatory field. Then definitely, once raw materials are changing for the food, any kind of food product, there will be a need for modification in the machinery. Imagine a bakery product with 10% of sugar in it, and students or the professionals, as you know very well, sugar is not only a sweetener. It does not act only as a sweetener. It acts much more as a texturant. It gives a very good texture, and it has a filling ability in any kind of food product. So we generally misunderstand that sugar is there for the sweetness. No, it is very wrong. Sugar is there in any kind of product for giving a different kind of mouthfeel, for giving a different kind of texture, for giving a different kind of bite. You name any kind of beverage or bakery or the confectionery product, without sugar you cannot imagine these products, formulating these products and manufacturing these products through the machine. Imagine you want to replace 10% of your sugar, then definitely you need to have an ingredient which can be replaced one as to one without affecting the textural properties of the end product. I will give one example here: fructo oligosaccharide, FOS. You might have come across this terminology also. FOS is such kind of wonder ingredient. Of course, it has some limitations, but if we discount this limitation, this is such a wonder ingredient which we can replace, with which we can replace sugar one as to one in most of the product without affecting the taste, without affecting the textural properties of the finished product, finished food product. So you can actually search for such kind of new raw materials which are being used nowadays by the food industry. And this is like a trend setter. This is a new trend. People will definitely go to FOS kind of ingredients um, very soon. Maybe down the line, after 5 years or 10 years, you might see a lot of sugar replacement products in the market. And if you start working in the sugar replacement company, food industry, from your early stage, you imagine you will be like a king in that particular segment because you gain the experience in that particular field. And the utilization, how we can utilize is that we can be an R&D expert. We can become R&D expert for that particular product. And some brand owners like DSM, they can launch the products like Nu Shakti. FSSAI came up with the advisory of fortification or enrichment of the food products. And with this notification or regulation change in FSSAI, Nu Shakti is the brand launched by the DSM for fortification of attas, for fortification of idli batter, for sambar, for any kind of food stuff what we are eating at our home. We just need to take the Nu Shakti packet, we need to add it, and this Nu Shakti, what it is having, it is having some vitamins, minerals, some micronutrients in it. So this way, regulations can actually help us in sensing the opportunities. This is the source of opportunities. So try to study the regulation, and you will be able to sense the opportunities. We will go a little fast now. We are approaching 1 hour. Pyramid based market needs, this is the major opportunity estimator. This is the way we can actually sense. This is the pyramid for India. And when we are saying the pyramid, if you see the bottom of the pyramid, the population is more. As you see the pyramid, the bottom is large. So the large amount of people in India are sitting at the bottom of the pyramid, meaning the people are poor. Those are available in the mass. The major portion of the bottom of the pyramid, it belongs to the poor as far as India is concerned. And largely means 25% of people, those are sitting in the bottom of the pyramid. Middle of the pyramid, it is actually I was not able to represent it in the large way, but it is it is having 70% of population in the middle class range, and the upper class, it is having the 5% population. I would like to give, if students are hearing this, or even for the professionals, I would like to actually request you for taking up this project in checking or in analyzing or in doing the survey how India is eating pyramid wise. How bottom of the pyramid, or how 25% of people, poor people in India, they are eating. How middle class population, which is comprising 70% of people in India, how they are eating, what they are eating, and what upper class is eating. Once we come to know that what these three classes are eating, believe me, being food technologists, we will be able to estimate what kind of trends are going on in India, what kind of trends will be there in India down the line 10 years or down the line 20 years. And India is such a vast country, there is a market for anything. Being in sales, I believe in this. You manufacture any kind of product, and believe me guys, there is a customer for your product. You manufacture anything, virtually anything and there is a customer for it. I have given one example as far as biscuit is concerned. There are biscuits which are selling in Indian market at the rate of 100 rupees per kg. At the same time, there are biscuits which are getting sold in Indian market 5,000 rupees per kg. So you can imagine the kind of difference is there and kind of a large customer base, which is or say varied customer base, vivid customer base available in India. Product can be sold, same product can be sold at 100 rupees and same product can be sold at 5,000 rupees per kg with some value addition. So you can take up this project, how India is eating class wise. Then how India is eating sector wise means I have taken the example of snacking in India, snack segment, and this how India eats. You can actually relate it for the any segment like dairy, beverage, bakery. So as far as snacks are concerned, organized India, organized people means the urban, say, the organized sector, which are like means the corporates and the products from corporates, I would say, like Parleys or Britannia or Hindustan Unilever, those products are being sold 55% nowadays. And from unorganized sector, 45% of the products are being sold. Then Indian ethnic products, there is a sales of 65% of Indian ethnic snacks like namkeens and bhujia. And as far as Western snacks are concerned, 35% of sales is there. For as far as urban India is concerned, the city area, they are the consumer for 70% of Indian savory snack products and 30% of rural India. And as far as demography is concerned, kids and teenagers are the major consumers. Like 60% of kids and teenagers are the customers, and 40% of adults, they are fan of the Indian savory snacks. This trend, as far as urban to rural India, it is transiting very fast. Now, rural India is also catching up with the urban trends, and rural India people also they're also going for the these modern snacks. And imagine the moment rural India also starts eating the packaged snacks in the major way, definitely industry will see the growth. So this study will help us in sensing how the transition of food products is happening as far as their eating habits or eating patterns are concerned. You can relate it with the other segment. This is just an example for the snacking. Then the general sensors. This is very important slide. I will share the presentation. You can go in thorough. But if we study the top five multinational companies, we can come to know easily what is the trend in the market, because all the small companies, they follow the major companies. If today Nestle is launching Maggie, all the 4 or 5 noodle manufacturers in India, they follow the Nestle and they launch the similar product. So this trend automatically comes up. Whatever MNC launches, it comes in the market. Then scarcity or availability of the raw material. In US, corn and soya is largely available, and due to that, in US you will find lot of soya and corn processing industries. In Ivory Coast, there are lot many cashew processing industries, because there is availability of cashews. And you will see the imitation meat processing companies, because meat animals, there is going to be a scarcity, or there is already scarcity of meat animals. So people are going for the imitation meat. People are capturing sea animals like fishes and all, and they are creating different kinds of meat options like chickens and the crabs and the different options out of the fish meat. So it is called as imitation meat. Mash the meat, flavor it with the chicken, add the chicken kind of ingredients, add some stabilizers, emulsifiers, and give it a consistency or the texture or the taste of the chicken. It is called as imitation meat. This trend is also going on. You can actually see what kind of raw materials are available largely, and definitely trend for that thing is going to come. Then whatever waste is doing right now, it is going to come in India or in our part down the line 10 years or 20 years. And that's what has been happened till now. That's what it has been happening till now. Then market statistics. Try to study the market statistics, like means what China is selling right now. That is going to be the trend, because whatever China sells, it sells at the less price and it sells in the volume. So whatever China sells, people, they are bound to use in their food products. In other general senses, like study machines, machinery advances, you can speak with the people who are working in the Krohn's, Buller, or Hilden, or Heimek, or Tetra Pak, and you can actually look for doing pursuing your career in the machinery segment also. Being food technologist, our role is very important for developing the machineries for the food segment. And likewise for the packaging segment also, there are a lot many smart packaging options available. We can study them, and that trend is going to come. Then the nutrition, definitely we have studied that India and global market, they are going towards the health products. Then go to the next slide. I will just brief about each one of them. Government policies and the scheme. Agro processing is the key. There is merely 10% of processing, and definitely government with the farmer producer companies, farmer producing organizations, they are giving many subsidies, and they are actually encouraging the people or the food entrepreneurs or the agro entrepreneurs to enter into this segment. So once government give a push, definitely that trend is going to come. So the government policies and the schemes, those are the trend setters, and we can change the trends. If tomorrow if you see a new policy from the government, you can actually make out that such kind of trend is going to come, and there are going to be opportunities for us in that segment. Non-government bodies, there are many non-government bodies like ASCA and like FICCI and all, who are like the policy advisors for the IT segment. Blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, digitization has gone to the next level in food industry also. Marketing channels, you go and visit supermarkets on daily basis. I would say if not daily, then a weekly basis at least. Being food technologist, we must visit a supermarket. After getting vaccine, please follow this ritual of visiting a supermarket every week. Try to see the change, what Dmart is keeping, what Big Bazaar is keeping, what Easy Day is keeping, what Hypercity is keeping on their shelves as far as food products are concerned. Then you can study the import export data, exim data, and you can make out what India is exporting to the other countries, what India is importing in India from the other countries. And depending on that you can actually make the sense. Yes, these products are running very in the large quantity. That means somebody is consuming it in the larger quantity. That means there is a trend for these products, and that means I should work in that segment because there is a growth, and with the growth in that segment, I will also grow. Then natural or man-made calamities like corona, war, drought, and all these calamities, they give rise to some kind of different trends. We know the recent corona, they have given rise to some different trends. Our food habits had changed little bit. We can accept this fact. And diseases like cardiovascular diseases and non-communicable diseases, those are on rise globally. You won't believe, my friends and the students, in India, 30% of people are suffering from one or other cardiovascular disease or non-communicable disease. And it is because of the faulty food habits over the last 20 years of time. If some food technologist or some industrialist or some corporate guy, food technology corporate guy, if he says me that you are blaming the food products, then I can give an answer in a simple term. Whatever we are eating today, it is going to affect our body 20 years down the line, not now. So please keep check on what we are eating today, whether it is out of indulgence or whether it is out of availability on the shelf. If you are going for any product, then try to ask one question to yourself, that whether it is going to affect me, whether it is going to affect my family down the line 20 years. And this happens, the consumption habits, they start affecting our body after 20 years. They start affecting our DNAs, they start affecting our changing our DNAs after 15 to 20, 30 years of a regular consumption pattern. So, and being food technologists, we can be aware that we should not eat such kind a few products. But mass population in India, mass Indians, those are not aware about what they are eating. What they see is that this product is hygienic, this is very well packed, so this is good for me and my family. I'm sharing this fact on the Republic Day of India, because being Indians, we, and being food technologists and being Indians, we should give back something to the society through our deeds, through our contribution. And this contribution we can do by preparing the food products which will not be responsible for cardiovascular diseases and non-communicable diseases. So I mean, few people can say you can exercise, you can change your lifestyle, and you can still eat whatever you want, I'm against it. I stand against it. Being food technologist, I stand against it, and I have given you the reason why. When coming back to the topic, the major trend or the major sensor for it, the emerging opportunities is to change our own kitchen or our own refrigerator. I learned it in one of the presentations while one of the webinar, and I liked it and just copy pasted it. Definitely it is one of the good sensor. If we check the fridge, definitely we come to know that yes, my god, means I'm eating this on daily basis, my family is eating it, that means we are liking it, that means that is the trend. Then study the label. I have given three labels here. One is from Nestle for the pasta, another is from the Balaji for the snack, and third one is from the Triptin. It is like a nutraceutical biscuit. Nestle label, the reason I have given it is like it has the mention of allergens, some allergens, like it may contain soya or mustard. That means the product are going to come in the market without soya and mustard. That means the manufacturers are going to use the products without soya or without mustard in it, because it is allergic to few people. So people, manufacturers will definitely tomorrow they will go away from the soya and mustard product for the particular class. So that trend is going to come. So this is how we can sense the trend, and there is an opportunity for the ingredient manufacturer or ingredient suppliers giving the ingredients without soy and mustard to a particular food industry. In this case, Nestle can be a customer for the raw material supplier to give the raw materials without soy and mustard. The second label says that uh, gives the information about different ingredients and additives. If you read the ingredients, there are, I think, more than 15 ingredients listed on the Balaji packet. That means, in short, that there is a scope for the food technologist or for the food supplier, for the spice supplier, for the ingredient supplier to supply that many ingredients, those many ingredients to the food industry or to the Balaji. So this is the opportunity hidden in the label. So once you read the label, you can see that opportunity. The third one is like that. Being food technologist, you can make out this Threptin biscuit. I bought it for my wife because I visited to hospital. I took her for some problem, and then doctor recommended this protein biscuit. And you cannot imagine the cost of this biscuit was 1600 rupees per kg, and Parleji what we are getting is 100 rupees per kg, and the differences were very minute. Like protein was there, of course, some vitamins were there, of course, but being food technologist, we can create such kind of product. No, we can sell the product at say 800 rupees per kg, not the 1600 rupees per kg. So you can see what kind of opportunity is there in the market, and who can utilize these opportunities, or how we can utilize these trends, and who can utilize these students and professionals. They can work with the supply chain logistics, regulatory. They can work as a regulatory legal advisor. They can go for the journalism. They can work with the government bodies. They can go for the international bodies like food and agriculture organization, patenting bodies. There are very few food technologists who are working with the patenting body. Then manufacturers, of course, machine manufacturers, you can work. Then we can work for the food packaging companies. We can work for the consultancy firms. We can work in sales and marketing. Very few food technologists. Then proactive R&D models, we can be entrepreneurs. As far as colleges and institutions are concerned, colleges can run the magazines, they can run a website which is helpful for the food fraternity. Colleges can have enable accredited labs, because food testing has gone to the next level. So every college can have the enable accredited lab. Then every college can have a manufacturing plant, a big manufacturing plant, like the hospital, medical colleges and the hospitals. Those are going hand in hand. Every medical college has the hospital beside it, because the students get the hands-on experience. Likewise, if every food technology college in India, it has a manufacturing setup aligned with it, with its own brands rolled out in the market, definitely food technology students will learn a lot. They will get the practical exposure. They can be a good contributor as a Indian food technologist. They can become entrepreneur. They can contribute meaningfully to the growth of Indian INC, to the growth of India. Um, then entrepreneurs, definitely certification, trading. You can have own publication house. You can have training school. As an entrepreneur, you can establish a survey or data analysis company. There are many companies like Euromonitor in India and globally. who are into the survey, and they charge you hefty. They are also doing very good business. You can also have the website or the media company like foodyaari.com, foodtechies, or foodpatshala.com. Here, before ending the topic, I would like to mention about the Foodyaari. I really appreciate this firm because you won't believe this firm has been started by the passion. I'm not saying it has been started by the person or the group of the people. It is a startup out of passion. There are many such startups I have seen, but whenever any startup is there with the passion, and whenever any startup actually works continuously for betterment or for excelling in that particular field, they are going to succeed. And I can see one of the such startup, foodyaari.com. It will be a huge success in the market. There will not be wonder if we see it as one of the growing website, and the food partnering website or food partnering company in India. They are not only having their website right now, they're having many subscribers. I think more than 2,700 subscribers they are having right now. They are also unlike other or like other websites, food websites, they're having blogs, they're having some interactive communication platforms, but along with that they are going to come up with some job portal also. So stay tuned with the Foodyaari, and I appreciate the Foodyaari team. It's not that I'm promoting them through this webinar, but I would like to encourage the students or the professionals who are present at the moment. You can actually vouch for similar kind of startups. I mean, not in the website category only. You can have your own food packaging company. You can have your own consultancy firm. You can have your own uh, say local F&B processing firm. You can say what all are the food, say F&B products available in your market, in your area, and you can actually start utilizing these raw materials, and you can convert it into the value added food products. I mean, there are plethora of opportunities available, and you can check for such kind of opportunities and trends on foodyaari.com as well. If you have not subscribed, I would request personally to subscribe to Foodyaari, and you can get to know about different kinds of services they are making available to the food fraternity as far as India and the global market is concerned. I think that's it from my side. Thank you, and thank you for your patience, because it is 1 hour and 15 minutes or 13 minutes till now. Now platform is open for the question and answers.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words regarding Foodyaari and also for this insightful session, especially the explanation that you gave regarding the food product life cycle with such examples of Maruti and Blackberry. That was quite knowledgeable. Now we shall move on to the Q&A session. So the first question that we have here for you is how to know about the market trends, sir. Like from where we can get this information on market trends.
Actually, this presentation was all about it. So I will be sharing this presentation in PDF form with you, Foodyaari people, and then you can share it with the students. Even students and professional can reach me directly. The presentation was all about it. Means how we can know about the trends. There are different ways. In brief, I will answer this question. You can definitely read magazines, newspapers, and the digital media. But that is something which I would say everybody does. But the most important factor to check the trends is to go and see the labels. That is the most inexpensive way out to check the trends. You can check your own kitchen fridge, and you can check the labels. If you start reading the labels, definitely you will come to know, and labels for different food categories like for dairy, beverage, bakery, and even for the alcohol products also. Even if some students are or some professionals are not consuming alcohol, but they can actually go for checking the labels. So what actually is going on in the alcohol industry? So once you read the label, and once you start interacting with the food professionals, say, from that particular industry, you will come to know about the trends. And this is by far is the most effective way to know about the trends, what is going on in the market, and follow the five major multinational companies globally and in India. Once you start following the five multinational companies and their products, that will give you an idea, means what kind of trends are going on in the market. I
Okay,
think that's
yes,
it.
sir,
As far as
definitely. Okay. So the next question that we have is regarding the opportunities that are available in the industry for food technology.
opportunities available in the
Industry for food technologists.
answer to this is like there are many. There are many. I will tell you some offbeat opportunities. Regular opportunities you might be knowing already. You can work for WHO. You can work for Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. You can work for UNICEF. You can work with a machinery manufacturing, with any machinery manufacturing company like Buller or Heat and Control, or any kind of machinery company, Tetra Pak for that sake. And there are many food technologists who are working in those segments. You can work for any international magazine. You can work for New York Times as a food journalist. You can work as a lawyer. You can complete your BTech or MTech, and you can pursue LLB after that, and you can become a lawyer. I mean, nowadays there are many cases filed against the food industries by the FSCCI, and these food industries, they need someone to defend their cases technically. So imagine a person who is a food technologist and who has done his LLB or her LLB, how effective he or she can be in preparing the say for that case, or defending the case. So this is like a very vast and very different field, as an opportunity for food technologist. And definitely the field wherein I am working, sales and marketing, many food technologists actually, they have some kind of dogma associated with they feel that sales and marketing is something different. So this is something not for them. Specifically female candidates, they feel that sales is not for them. But I believe, take it from me, sales and marketing in food is there for everyone. And I believe personally that this is the field wherein our food technology knowledge is utilized in a large way. I don't see any other field that wherein you need to apply your food technology knowledge for all the fields you are dealing in. Means, one example I would like to give from myself. It's not that I'm showing off. I can conduct independent trials with a beverage plant for carbonated soft drink, for alcoholic company, for the fruit drink. I can conduct a trial for the biscuits. I can conduct a trial for the snacks company. Means you can see the kind of knowledge I have got by working in the sales and marketing field. Now I know little bit about the machineries. I know little bit about the packaging materials. I know little bit about the filling mechanisms for different kinds of products. So, and I know little bit about the kind of claims food industry is making. So sales and marketing is one of the best field to develop your career in, or to pursue your career in. Yes.
All right, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. So the next question is regarding the effect the pandemic in the food sector.
Yes, I can see this question. Can you hear me, or I think there are some interruptions?
No, sir, you are audible.
Okay, okay. That's great. As long as I'm audible, that means efforts are not going in vain. This is very good question. Pandemic effect in food sector, as we already discussed on a few of the slides, that there is a transition already happening in the food industry from less healthy food products to the more healthy food products. So the most important effect what has happened in the food industry is that people, the consumers, general consumers, they have become aware about what is good for their body, and they have come to know about the definitions of immunity. What does immunity mean? So they have come to know about the importance of consumption of the proteins. So if proteins are not there in the body, definitely they feel that there will be less immunity. If vitamins and some vital micronutrients, essential micronutrients are not there in the body, then they feel that yes, they will be having less immunity. So gradually what has happened, people have started developing their interest towards the healthy food or healthy stuff. At least they are going away, I would say, from the less healthy stuff. And this is the general trend which is going on, because after pandemic, I have made 4 different visits to different cities in India, like Mangalore, Kolhapur, Rajkot, in last 1 month. Of course, after taking all the cares, I traveled to all these cities, and I was sensing what kind of changes are happening in the as far as the consumers are concerned, or in the consumer behaviors. So people are, of course, they are not going away from the Indian ethnic stuff, but they are realizing gradually that yes, the healthy stuff, the vitamins, the proteins, some essential fatty acids, they're important for their body. And definitely the trend of consumption in the restaurants, it has come down a little bit, and people have relied much more on the home food. This trend will be there for another few months till the vaccine is there. Definitely people are going to go back to the restaurants, definitely they will go back to their earlier habits, but take it from me, there will be slight change, and this slight change of today will increase its impact tomorrow. So the major impact what pandemic had, or pandemic is having, is having less processed food products. So definitely the packaged foodstuffs with high fat, salt, and sugar, people are likely to consume it less. This is very generic answer, but this is what I can feel. What I can feel after holding the pulse of the market. This is from my side.
Yeah. Okay, absolutely, sir. So the next question we have regarding the startup ideas. What can be the pathway for startups?
I would say any startup, anything. Answering this question is little difficult. It has many answers, and this is very open-ended question. Why I'm saying open-ended question, because for having the startup idea, I would go back to the roots. Any person who wants to start any business, he or she needs to sit down alone. He needs to ask one simple question to oneself: what he or she wants to do with his or her life, or what that person wants to do in his or her life. Why I'm going back to this question is because answer to this question will answer lot many things in life, including the startup idea. Any startup idea, for example, I will give you the example of foodyaari.com. The origination of this has happened through the passion of one or two people or two persons. Once you are having the passion for particular thing, then definitely you can actually excel in that field. You can think of starting something in that direction. For example, if you ask me, my passion is to extend some healthy products to the Indian consumers. I believe that once products are available, the tasty products and the healthy products available on the shelf readily, people are going to consume it any which ways. So my passion is to give such kind of products to the market. So being a food technologist and being having this passion, I should actually go for the startup in the health stuff. For example, I should go for starting up some healthy premixes, like protein premixes, like some vitamin mineral premixes for the enrichment, or I can go for the products which are not fried, and yet those are satiating the hunger, and yet they are actually addressing some of the nutritional needs. So this kind of startup I should think to start, and this is how we actually should go for any startup idea. The another answer to it is like first is the passion. The another important point is we need to marry our passion with the availability of raw material and with the demand in the market. So you can say demands in the market means for which food products there is a demand. If you find that yes, for these five products there is a demand, then definitely you should shortlist these five products. Then the next question you can ask, uh, for out of these five products, for which products raw material availability is easy, then you can shortlist another two. You can say out of five, you can say that for these two products raw material availability is very easy, and then you can go for those products. So for initial five products, you are shortlisting on the basis of your passion. Then you are again further shortlisting it on the basis of demand, and further you are shortlisting it on the basis of raw material availability. Then game becomes little easy for you, and you can go for launching such kind of products in the initial phase. And initially any startup, my suggestion is don't go for niche, don't go for something which is like very super healthy, which is for the upper class of the segment. Go for something which mass consumer can consume it, which can be affordable to the mass consumer, and for the products for which demand is there, for which raw materials are available, and for the products in which you have little bit of passion. So this is the recipe for the startup. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So the last question would be regarding the product life cycle. So, how can we extend, or what steps or precautions can be taken to extend the product life cycle when it is in the maturity phase?
Okay, good question. I will give an example of cola. I'm not saying Coca-Cola. Please don't misunderstand me. Somebody might be there in the presentation from Coca-Cola also. I'm saying in general, cola as a range. Colas means all the carbonated soft drinks. So cola, if you ask me, those are going to die. The reason is people have already developed some kind of notion because of say some advertisements, some propaganda marketing or whatever it is, or some readings, that these are somewhere not very good for our body. We should not consume at least it while consuming our meal. So that trend was there, and it was very much prevalent that people were consuming colas while having their meals. But this trend has gone down drastically. Now people are having colas while consuming the alcohols now largely. And going forward, what will happen? There are five companies whom I know personally who has started their startup in the mocktails. When I'm saying mocktails, it is a combination of different kinds of fruit drinks or some fruit and vegetable stuff. And these mocktails, these companies has prepared with the sole intention that people should use it while drinking, just to use it as a filler. Imagine if these mocktails are available in the market at the similar price to that of cola, definitely people will go for the mocktail rather than going for the cola, because they have such kind of notion already in the mind that it's not that healthy for me. So if the mocktail is giving similar kind of taste impact while drinking the alcohol, people will go for it. I'm sharing this example, and I'm sharing all these nitty gritties because you can understand how a life cycle happens, how a product dies. So gradually people will go away from the colas. Colas, where when I'm saying it is lemon drink, lemon carbonated, orange carbonated, and the cola carbonated, people will go for the drinks gradually which is having cola plus some fruit in it. The fruit plus is carbonated fruit drinks which are available already in the market, by the way. And regulation is again affecting to it, right? Indian government, they have given some subsidy in terms of the GST if somebody is launching the CSD with fruit in it. So see how regulation is also affecting the life cycle. So people are already going away from the plain cola. They are consuming the cola with some fruit. Maybe in down the line 5 years, they will completely go away with the carbonation, and this carbonation will be replaced with some kind of different tingling effect to the tongue. Similar effect. but it will not be a carbon dioxide. It will not be with the acids. The amount of acid which is there in these colas or some carbonated soft drinks, these will not be there. So, how this life cycle will affect the cola, as an example, and what cola should do in order to sustain in the market. Already, I have given answer in bits and pieces, but the answer is they need to reduce their acid content, they need to reduce their sugar content, they need to reduce their carbonation content, or they need to reduce the carbonation impact, which is like the tingling effect to the tongue and the mouth, through some replacement ingredient. They need to add or supplement these colas with some healthy stuff, some minerals, some micronutrients, some fruit options, or some vegetable options. That's how they can actually sustain in the market. They need to change their format, in short. And already, if you see how they are sustaining the life cycle, you might have seen a lot of sugar-free colas in the market. So all the diabetic people who are having the craving for the colas, they are going for the cola drink. Otherwise, imagine if sweet and this non-sugar cola options would not have there in the market, then what would have happened? Uh, these diabetic people might have went away from the colas, but they are still drinking, and they are still keeping cola alive in the market. So that's how people can actually sustain in the life cycle. And another view to it is like, if you want to sustain in the life cycle, you go for the products which are very less processed, and which are a part of our basic necessity or basic food need, which can satiate our hunger. So if you are going for such kind of products, definitely they are not going to die. For example, if somebody is launching instant upma and poha, which already Nestle and some companies has launched, these products will sustain for another 60 years, 80 years. Definitely they will be there in the market, because our DNA from last 500 years, they know what upma is, what poha is. So we can go for such kind of products, and that's how we can sustain in the market. For sustaining in the market, we need to change the format of the product, formulation of the product, packaging of the product, and the delivery of the product, and the convenience of the product. Convenience, when I'm saying the way they are getting consumed. I don't have much of time. I cannot take the poha and masala separately and cook it. I want something wherein I add the boiled water, and within 2 minutes my poha is ready. I can consume it hygienically, and that's it. So that's how you can sustain the trends. You need to change the packaging, format, formulation, the way product is being offered to the customers or the consumers. Yes.
Yeah, all right. So we have one question from the attendees, which is, what are the skills required for the food technologists that can give us an advantage?
This is really a good question. First skill you develop is reading the
Develop
labels.
is
The food technologist who can read label in a better way, he can be a master of tomorrow, and he can be master of today. This is my feeling. I mean, we all study the food technology books. We go for the personality development courses and all. We learn very good English communication. But believe me, all these things, yes, these do matter. But these cannot actually keep us ahead of the competition. So if we want to be ahead of the competition, of course, along with the personality development, along with the communication skill, these are important. But along with these, we need to have something extra, because these skills are something which are very generic. Everybody nowadays having these kinds of skills. But if you want to stand out, you need to do something differently. And if you want to do something differently, you need to read the label. And it does not stop there. Once you read the label, and if you are reading an ingredient like E201, this is an additive. So you need to go in depth. I do not know what 201 is, by the way, but you can go in depth about that ingredient. For example, if you are reading about an emulsifier, you can go in depth about the health aspects of that emulsifier, whether that is healthy, it affects our health or not, whether it helps in extending the shelf life of that product or not, whether it is affecting the taste profile of the final product or not. But once you go in the depth of each and every ingredient after reading the label, you kind of become a master in that particular ingredient. And gradually what happens is that you start studying about the claims. There are two types of claims: soft claims and hard claims. When you go in depth of the claims, you are automatically directed to the regulations. Once you start studying the regulations, you come to know about a different kinds of ocean, a different kind of guide which is guiding the entire food industry. And these skills, believe me, will help you stand apart from the other food professionals. The another thing is like, you should start writing the articles, you should start writing the blogs, you should start giving the webinars. No matter, you will there will be some errors, you will go wrong first few times. That does not matter. Everybody is not perfect, and we should not actually aim for the perfection. I'm against that. We should not aim for right at the first time. We should be aim for the action. And for this, for inculcating or developing the skills, if you start writing the blogs, you start writing some articles and giving the webinars, studying the labels, doing some projects on your own. For example, I have mentioned about one project. You can accomplish a project called how India eats class wise. What middle class population is eating by and large. What bottom of the pyramid is eating by and large. So such kind of projects will automatically give you the different kinds of skills. And believe me, once you have the knowledge, all these different skills will automatically come in, and you can actually develop it gradually. And about all the other skills, market is open, Google is open to tell you how to develop the writing, good writing skills, good speaking skills, some in personality development skills. But apart from these, as far as food technology is concerned, we should actually study about the different segments, and we should inculcate skills by reading the labels. One more thing I usually say is like, being food technologist, we should have one love. Everybody has love in his or her life. I'm not saying about the literal love, but the food technology love. If you ask me, the most lovable segment in the food technology for me is beverages. In beverages, alcoholic beverages. I love alcohols, and when I say I love alcohols, I mean it literally also. And when I'm saying it in terms of the education side, I go in depth when it comes to the alcohol. I read each and every news. I see each and every YouTube video when it is related to alcohol. I visit the alcohol company who is coming up with the new machines and new packaging material, and that is actually giving me a different edge over hundreds of other food technologists when it comes to the alcohol. And if I want to make my career in the alcohol segment, definitely I can start it right away. Despite of being worked in the sales and marketing segment, if I appear for an interview for any alcoholic company, for any department in that company, I can be shortlisted, and I can force myself to that company. I can make sure that yes, I can give that feeling to that company that yes, Satish Bhorkade is a person I cannot miss out on. Even if there is no vacancy, that person should be there in my industry. And why this is happening? Because I am already learning about the alcohols from over a period of time. So check your love as far as food technology is concerned, and go in depth in that particular segment. I think that's it from my side.
Yeah, sure, sir, definitely. So, one last question from the attendees, which is regarding the clean label with
Right,
respect to flavor application. So, what
right.
would you suggest about?
Wow, this person I know very well. Thanks, Govind, for asking it. And this is a very different question as far as the people, professionals are concerned who are working in different industries. And as far as students are concerned, I would say, for both. This is very important question, because clean label is something we discussed in one of the slide also, how trends come. And one of the point was that we follow waste, or we follow multinational companies. And this clean label trend is already there in European countries. And what clean label means, in short, I will tell you the definition of clean label. uh, Consumers in Europe, they don't want a word called flavor on the label. They don't want a word called color on the label. even if it is from the natural source. They don't want to the word meaning natural flavor also. They what they want is like, if any product, any beverage is prepared, say apple beverage is there, with some red color, a red apple beverage with the red color. I'm just giving you an example for the clean understanding, for the understanding of clean label. So what consumers want in from Europe for the apple beverage with the red color is like, uh, apple juice concentrate. The ingredient list I'm saying: apple juice concentrate, comma, beetroot extract, comma, peach extract, little bit of peach extract, comma, turmeric. I'm just giving you an example, comma, some vegetable extract. So this is it. These five ingredients and their label is finished. You will not see the mention of emulsifier in it. You will not see mention of stabilizer in it. You will not see mention of color in it or flavor in it, for that sake. This is called as clean label. That means the European consumers feel that this label of the product is clean. This product is clean. This is free of any artificial stuff. This is free of any, say, man-made stuff. This is less processed. This has natural stuff in it only. Everything is natural. So coming back to the example of this apple juice, when I am saying ingredients, apple juice concentrate, and the second ingredient was beetroot extract. What beetroot extract is doing in this drink? It is giving the red color, because consumers wanted the red color in that drink. So instead of adding artificial red color, the manufacturer added beetroot extract, because that is the demand from the market, from the regulator. Both IFSA is the regulatory body from Europe. Both of them, the consumers and the regulatory body, they demand that manufacturers, and encourage also, manufacturers should launch more and more clean label products. Consumers are ready to pay for such kind of products. And coming back to the question of Govind, when it comes to the flavor, there are terminologies called FTNF, from the named fruit and from the named source. When I'm saying FTNF, it is something about the natural flavor. It is something about, means in India there are three categories as far as flavors are concerned: natural flavor, NI flavors, nature identical flavors, and artificial flavors. NI is for me, if you ask, it does not have any value. And in European US market, or say in European market, there are only two categories: natural flavors and artificial flavors. But there is something above it that is called as FTNF, from the named fruit, meaning whenever they are processing, for example, in this apple drink, along with the beetroot extract, if somebody wants to add the peach flavor, there was a third ingredient called peach extract or peach FTNF. So whenever these fruit and vegetable manufacturing companies or processing companies, they are processing or crushing peach fruit, they are collecting a condensate out of the peach processing or mashing unit, and they are condensing it, and they are collecting the condensate as it is. It is from the natural source. It is not so that they are mixing some two chemicals, natural chemicals, and manufacturing the peach flavor. No, they are extracting it from the actual natural peach product, and then they are supplying it to the industry. That is called as FTNF. And this is the replacement for the clean label products as far as flavorings are concerned in the European market. And believe me, guys, this trend is going to come in India. It is knocking the door of Indian food INC as far as clean label products are concerned. I think this is the answer from my side.
Okay, thank you, sir, for sharing this new concept with us. With this, we are done with the Q&A session. Now, it is my great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Foodyaari and myself to express our sincere gratitude towards Mr. Satish Bhorkade Sir for sparing his valuable time and sharing his views and ideas on this topic. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
Lastly,
all.
I would like
Thank you all participants and Foodyaari for giving the opportunity and for bearing me on the holiday. Thanks a lot.
I'm sure all the attendees loved this session. Lastly, I would thank all the attendees for showing their interest in this webinar. And with this, I would like to end the live webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.